Good morning and good afternoon, whenever this reaches you. And if we don't see each other again, good evening and good night. Um, woke up with this. Well, I can't even say woke up. I'm gonna say that it continues to linger on my spirit. Okay, and especially in these times of self-isolation and doing things that we may not want to do. Domestic violence has come up, of course, my mind plenty of times. Um, and I say that from my own personal experience. I have a friend who is now dealing with that, and it is very critical now at this time during quarantine that relationships are being tested, they're being strained, whether it's parent and child, whether it's brother and sister, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, husband and wife, whatever. Those relationships are being strained, and sometimes we may not have an outlet. That's just the reality. Um, Sometimes we may not know what number to dial besides 911, and that's okay. Speaking from personal experience, it has been a really intense growth for me to come out of that. I say about almost 11 years. This October will be 11 years. 10 years ago, I made the decision to leave a toxic relationship and seek greener pastures, to be politically correct. Being real, I left a psycho bastard that was beating my ass on a regular basis. That's the reality. The reality was that I was walking on eggshells. I can't say we because he was doing whatever he wanted to do. He had cheated on me. He had a child behind my back. Um, we were physically fighting. We were verbally arguing. I felt alone, abandoned. And that went on for 7 years. 7 years. And when I sit at home and I watch the news and I hear about quarantine and it could last this long, you've been through worse. You've been through and waited for a lot more. I remember sitting at home with him and wanting to die. Literally sitting in the living room watching TV with what he thought I was watching TV. Separate sides of the sofa and just wanting to die. Wanting something to happen. Wanting something or someone to come through the door and arrest him or something like that, or knock on the door from his friend and it gets him out the house or whatever, or someone knocks on the door and says, hey, D, you gotta leave or whatever, and just be separated from him. And that want is action. What you want to happen is action. What you want to happen is movement, motion, a pulse. It was on my heart because somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to hear it so that they can make a plan. When I left him, I did not really have a plan. Not really. In my mind, I thought of so many things. Manifestation in its lowest vibration is just imagination. Just sitting and, wouldn't it be nice if there's no real intention behind it? You're not really, directing it in any way. It's just flat imagination, right? As a kid. So you're like, wow, my life would be so much better if maybe I had went with the other guy, not this one. Maybe if I never got pregnant. Be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. My last relationship wasn't this one. It was another one. Another lesson. And I remember saying that when I was frustrated. I was extremely frustrated. And I said, he fucked up my whole life. I could have been doing so much other things if I wasn't a mother, and I should have never listened to him. And of course, the ex-boyfriend was not much emotional support. he did console me in that moment, but at the same time, he kept saying, "Don't say that. Don't say that." I don't know what part of him knew that, because he really wasn't that spiritual, but you have to be careful of what you say and know that your words have power beyond your belief and control. Not or, and control. You cannot control what those words do once you say them. Once you say them, that's done. You know what I'm saying? All of that manifests into body language, the next move, the next hour, whatever the case may be. But yeah, leaving was something that I didn't even think I deserved. Can I say that? It's not even something I thought I deserved. It was something that I knew I needed to provide for my daughters. Leaving was something that I needed to provide for my daughters. Deep down inside of me, I'm a Capricorn. I want to be right. Not just as a woman, but I want to be right. I want to know that the person that I'm with is the one I'm supposed to be with. When it doesn't sit right, you know it. Listen to your gut instinct. I would say visualize the life that you want. Try your hardest to make that a reality. Know your worth and don't settle for less. Visualize is key. Knowing your worth is the second step. Actually taking action on your behalf and sticking up for yourself and standing up for yourself is the next. It kind of is not in order because it depends on who you are. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not you, you are not me, and that's okay. It is okay if he hit you last night. It's not okay that he hit you, but it's okay that you're not realizing that this is not what you want. Sometimes it's not the first time. And I used to beat myself up about that. I used to say, well, damn, he did it already. So what? You know, I used to remember the saying, if he hits you once, he's going to do it again. And I was so afraid of that. And it did. It happened repeatedly. Okay? I mean, we can go into it detail if you want. You can leave a comment in the description below. At the same time, what difference does it make? I'm grateful that I don't look like what I've been through. I'm grateful that the scars are minimum on the outside. I'm grateful to know that I've been through a fire and I can appreciate the refuge on the other side. I'm grateful that what shred of dignity and self-respect and love that I had for myself at that particular moment, I used to leave. I had 2 children with him. We were engaged. We were living together. We shared quarters together. I loved him. I knew him from high school. I always had a crush on him. I said, oh my God, he's actually talking to me? What the fuck is this? And I didn't realize how insecure he was. I didn't realize how narcissistic he would be. I didn't realize how violent he is able to become. I also didn't know that he hated women. I didn't know that he had a horrible relationship with his mother. I didn't know that he had to bear the weight of being the only man in the house and take care of 2 women. I didn't know that he was fragile. I did not know that sexuality was an issue for him as well. I did not know he had an extensive jail record. Find out shit before you spread them. I also did not have a guide. Your guardian angel is only activated when you realize it's there and believe in it. Belief is 99% of it. The other 1% is everything else. If you don't believe certain things, they don't happen. You are in control of your own universe. Okay? This couch cover, my mind. I'm laying on the couch on Amazon, and I'm on Amazon, and I'm like, hey, I want to decorate the house. I want to da-da-da-da, whatever. What would give a nice, bright, fresh, switch up without doing too much. Boom. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, it's like, you create your surroundings, you create your environment, you create your life. And whatever it is that you choose it to be or how you choose it to look like, that's you. And you can't let anyone shake that. That's just you. Me, I've always wanted to be a professional chef, and that's what I am now. Went to school for it, let a lot of people doubt me. Went to graphic design school. Trying to make clothes and shit. That's not who I am. I love fashion. Don't get me wrong. But not to be Vera Wang or no, that's not me. It's not. And thank God there are people who are like that because we have advanced because of it. So I say this to say that I started off daydreaming about how a better life could be, even if it was negative. Oh God, I wish something would happen. I wish something would happen. And then it just went to, what if I left? What if I packed the bag and I didn't come back? What if I didn't forgive him? What if I didn't say yes and I just kept saying no to him? What would happen if I kept saying yes to me and said no to him? Flip the script. Write it down. I write short stories and, things like that. I've written a cookbook and a nonfiction book about my life. But at the same time, it's like, what if? Think, daydream, visualize. Take a moment to just listen and dream and drift. And know that you're powerful. You're a powerful, powerful person. Male or female, whoever's watching this. If she's kicking your ass, if she's lying to you, if she's cheating on you, if she's being deceptive, you don't deserve her. She doesn't deserve you. You deserve better, of course. She does not deserve you. Your worth is not in someone else's behavior. Your worth is not in someone else's I love yous. It's extra. And I didn't realize that either. I learned that. Because when those I love yous don't come, when those hugs don't come, what are you left with? What are you left with? You. When they go to work, when they go hang out with friends or family, who are you left with? You. Even if you have pets, it's you. You have to be like, girl, you good. Girl, that food was banging. And my last relationship, that one lasted 5 years. Something pretty cool, I know. Again, we lived together. No children. We learned a lesson from that one. But we had a blast in the beginning. Oh, it was fun, honey. It was fun. But I learned from him that valuable lesson that you have to be good with you. You have to be okay and willing to be stuck in the house with you. He would leave. I would wake up. He'd be gone. There was times, those was the time when it was getting bad. But, I gotta go to work, or they call me in early, or whatever the case is. If I didn't have to go to work and I'm in the house, it was like a punishment, I felt like, because I wanted to be with him so bad. Oh, he was delicious. And that's what I say, when I left the 10-year, it was 3 years before I actually dated again. It was 3 years before I actually said, all right, I'm gonna try this again. And I wish I was healing. I wish I was healing in 3 years, but I was working. I was taking care of those 2 kids. I was trying to find a career for myself. I was trying to enjoy the last bit of my 20s, if I could, please. And it turned into 3 years of just getting by. Not healing, really. Not reflecting on what happened, but healing, because he put me through the ringer for 7 years. So the minute, and it was scary. The minute I was gone, I was in the house walking around naked. I was in my own apartment doing other things. But I say this to stay on topic, because I could literally, multiple videos. But my advice is this. My advice is that if you are in a toxic relationship, if you are dealing with someone who is toxic, has toxic traits, get out. You could call the police. You could tell them what it is, and they will help you. One of the most sobering moments was when I had to call the police. And when I got to the precinct, I was this black cop, detective, whatever he was. I was strucken. He was so attractive. And I remember glancing, not putting my head up. I felt so embarrassed. As a woman, you know what I'm saying? I just felt so embarrassed. I couldn't even hold my head up in front of this man. He doesn't even know me. Because of what this other guy did, breaking me down and talking down to me and hitting me. I had a black eye that day when I was in that police precinct. And not being able to even look somebody in the eye that's trying to help you, it was embarrassing for me. He said, if you make a police report, you get help. He was very black and white about it. And everybody else up until that point was sugarcoating it, and you know, it was more emotions and feelings and all this, and that's always gonna be involved. But the reality is just black and white. Nobody should be putting their hands on you. You're worth more than that, period. I filed a police report against everything that I felt. I felt like I was snitching. I felt like if he found out, he would really hurt me. I felt like if this did work out, then, you know, our family wouldn't be together. That same day, a woman came in a van and took me to a shelter. She took me to a domestic violence shelter, and I started the rest of my life. My mother couldn't help me. My sisters could not help me. Nobody. Any friend or anybody that thought they was a friend was gone because they didn't want to be around him. He pushed everybody away. Sorry, I just literally woke up half hour ago. But I say that to say that you have to help you. May this video be the courage that you need in the moment that you have. May this video give you knowledge that you didn't know you had before. May this video reach you in a time that is valuable. This video is timeless. Whenever this hits you, it hits you. If I set the date, you'd be crazy, right? What if I was from the future? I am. this Danielle did not exist before. You could say she was buried, you could say whatever. She was not around before. I created this person. Like an avatar. And you do. You change your hair, you change your clothes, you change everything about you if you can, if you want. And there's no judgment. If you watch this video, even though you know he's hurting you, she's hurting you, and you stay, fine. You leave tomorrow. If you watch this video and you stay another 5 years, that's on you. It's your choice. No one can say a word about it. Nobody. But I hope, and my biggest hope, is that this video touches someone like me. Someone like I was. I pray that this video serves a purpose. So thank you for sitting and listening to me while I'm drinking my tea and trying to stay healthy. I pray that you're doing the same. And I pray that anything that you want to ask me, you're able to ask me. You could put a comment down below. And definitely, if you like it, this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Like I said, this was on my mind this morning. I'm usually more high vibration. I'm getting there with this tea. And I'm cooking and doing things like that. So we do have a few things coming up, like chocolate chip loaf bread. Super easy, few ingredients as possible. And 5 ingredient macaroons. So yeah, stay tuned, stay blessed, and remember, God loves you and you are so worth it.